Well, hey YouTube, welcome back. I am here once again doing a showcase video for the love of cobs, and this time I am showcasing my very first corncob pipe, which is the Bent Boone by Missouri Meerschaum. All right, well, there's a lot that I want to say about the Boone, and I've had quite an experience with this pipe, and there's a little story and kind of a learning experience that goes along with this. Like I said, this was my very first corncob pipe. However, this technically is not what was my first pipe. So let me give you a little bit of the backstory here. So my very first corncob pipe was a Boone, but it was a straight Boone. And I got about 9 bowls in and discovered a vertical crack going up the bowl. And as I looked inside, I could see the crack from the inside as well. So I thought maybe I'm doing something wrong because I mean everything I've heard about Missouri Meerschaums and these corn cobs. I mean, guys just smoking the heck out of them for years and years and years, and not cracking like this. But I thought maybe I'm doing something wrong, so I actually contacted Missouri Meerschaum, and I basically said exactly that. I've discovered a crack after 9 sessions on this pipe, and really kind of surprises me. I wonder, am I doing something wrong? And I explained in that email that I believe the crack happened. Like I think there was a moment I actually heard the sound, and it happened while I was allowing the shank inside the bowl to burn off. And so this was something that I had heard or picked up through, I think, a video on YouTube or maybe something I'd found on Google in terms of how to break in your corncob pipe. And I had seen where guys say you just let that thing burn off, and so you get to the bottom of your smoke, you start to smell and taste that shank inside the bowl is starting to smolder, and so you just kind of give it a few more puffs and let that thing burn. And so, in fact, I've even seen some guys that do mods to their cobs, and they'll go in with chisels and actually take off that interior part of the shank, what they call the shank spoon, and just take it off, and then kind of mud the bottom of the bowl to kind of round it out and make it look like a briar pipe. So anyway, I explained that, and Missouri Meerschaum, Marilyn was the woman, the person who responded to my email. She informed me. She said, actually, we don't recommend that you do that. We don't recommend that you let the shank burn. In fact, we don't recommend any form of removal of the shank spoon for a couple of reasons. One, it helps protect the bottom of your bowl to extend the life of your bowl, but also it is a major component of the structural integrity of your pipe. I mean, you want that shank going in through the bowl there, because that's going to make the pipe stronger, and without that length inside there, it's much easier for that shank to become separated from the bowl, and obviously you don't want that unless you're doing it on purpose. But anyway, so I thought that was very interesting. I did explain to her though that the pipe never got hot enough that I thought the bowl would crack like that, because I was holding it, making sure. So anyway, the conclusion of that story is that Missouri Meerschaum replaced that pipe for me, and I didn't even ask them to, which I thought was really cool. They went ahead and just sent me this one, and since I had originally wanted a bent version anyway, it was just out of stock. That's what they sent me to replace my very first cob. So that's kind of the backstory on how I got here, kind of the learning experience. But I will say, this has been a great cob, and I'm a fan of this. So I would put this in the same category as the Country Gentleman. In fact, I thought that this was basically just another version of the Country Gentleman. However, I will say that on a side-by-side comparison, they are a bit different. Aside from just the visual finishes, there is a little bit more heft to the Country Gentleman. This is a bit more, at least this version, the one that I have in my hand, is a bit more of a slender bowl, not quite as much cob around the tobacco chamber. Walls are just a little bit thinner on this compared to the Country Gentleman. but it smokes great. And it has some of the finishes of the premium pipes, but just has the plastic stem that comes kind of on the standard Missouri Meerschaum corncob pipes. However, even though it is a standard plastic stem, it's the Danish style. So I mean, even that just adds a little bit of flair and a little bit of style. So when you're looking at that kind of mid-range price point on the corncob pipes and you're below the premium pipe, this one just stands out to me, and it's very easy to smoke. From very early on, probably from the second or third bowl, it's been a great smoke. Very sweet, very cool. The tobacco, I mean, I smoke light aromatics. They stay lit. They smoke down to the bottom. So it has just been an excellent pipe, and I've really loved it. A lot of people complain about the cheap plastic stems. I actually like them. I find that they're just very easy to clench and very comfortable. A lot of times the acrylic, as nice as they are, just that chomping down on that harder material just kind of feels a little abrasive or something. But these are just a little more comfortable. Obviously, you're gonna, for me at least, and obviously at some point you're probably gonna bite through them, which happens a lot. But they're, I mean, $2 to replace, so not a huge concern. So anyway, I know that's a little bit of a long story on this, but I will say if you're looking for a great corncob pipe that's going to give you a solid 45 or more minutes smoke, that's not going to break the bank and keep you below that premium price range, I think the Boone is an excellent way to go. And so there you have it. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope it was helpful. If you have this pipe or if you're considering it, comment below. Let me know what you think of it. If you've had some similar experiences as you're breaking in your corn cobs, and that kind of letting the shank spoon kind of smolder and burn off a little bit. Let me know how that's worked for you, and what you think about that. But anyway, again, thanks for watching. Hope it's been helpful. As the kids say, stay lit and keep puffing. Until next time.